it's Ileana, and today I will be discussing how I came to be a psychic and a healer and an intuitive, as well as doing remote viewing, remote sensing, channeling. I've always had psychic abilities since I was a child. So I've always been intuitive. I've always been in touch with my psychic abilities. So that's naturally always been there. We're all psychic to a certain degree, and we have psychic abilities. It's just it's how do we use those abilities, or are they latent? It all depends on you and your ability. So my abilities have always been natural, and but people are asking me, how are you able to do the work that you do now as a psychic, as an energy healer, as a remote viewer, as a channeler? And what I say is, honestly, if you feel like your abilities are at the most optimal that they can be, naturally, that's great. But for me to be able to work with others, to do what I do, the work that I do, to do sessions, to work with clients, also hypnosis, past life regression, soul retrieval, I did get formal training in it to augment my psychic abilities and improve them. So for energy healing, I took Reiki courses up to the master level, and I also took crystal training to work with crystal grids and manifestation, as well as crystal healing. So I took those courses. I took shamanism, 3 levels of shamanism to be a Native American trained shaman, and that further developed my psychic abilities. I took psychic development and white light Wicca magic with Odin the Seer. So I took several different courses. I also studied remote viewing on my own, the classical remote viewing and remote sensing, because honestly that just expanded my psychic abilities. And even in remote viewing, we are using our psychic abilities, yes. In remote sensing and channeling just naturally comes to me. I never learned channeling. Nobody taught me channeling. It's just comes in naturally to me, because I communicate telepathically with extraterrestrials like Zagor, the reptilian sectoid hybrid, my higher self, Janaea. I'm always psychically connected to something or someone. My abilities, I can tone them down or expand them out. I can close them off and reopen them again. So I don't take in the outer world into myself. I don't take in other people's emotions onto myself. My psychic shielding, I've been working on psychic shielding for years to modulate it and to build out on the layers, protective psychic shielding layers of my auric field. So I started learning Reiki in 2012. I recently looked back at all of my certifications that I did in energy healing, psychic development, and magic. So I did Reiki in 2012. I spent a year doing the beginner's Reiki level 1, Reiki level 2, and Reiki level 3, and then the master course to be a certified Reiki teacher and practitioner. Then in 2013, I did the 3 levels of Native American shamanism to be a shaman practitioner. And also in 2013, I took the psychic development course with Odin the Seer and 2 levels of Wicca Light Magic, level 1 and level 2. So that's my formal certifications in being able to do energy healing, psychic healing, to do psychic sessions, and to also be able to do remote viewing, because I do tap into my abilities, psychic abilities, when remote viewing. That really helped when learning remote viewing. Understanding my mind is already trained to pick up on things, whether it's a blind target or not a blind target. My mind is psychically augmented to do the work, because all the work has been done to improve on my psychic abilities. So for me, it was a journey of hard work and training in psychic development and energy healing, and didn't just instantly happen and come about. That I suddenly became a psychic practitioner, a shaman practitioner, a remote viewer. I build the foundational bridges by taking all the courses and doing all the work and learning and practicing psychic development. So I wasn't an instant psychic. I wasn't intuitive naturally, but it wasn't an instant, I'm a psychic, I can work as a psychic now. I'm an energy healer, I can work as an energy healer. It took time and practice to be able to do all of those things. And I learned a lot. I spent almost 3 years doing the courses, and also then teaching myself remote viewing, remote sensing, channeling just naturally came to me. I didn't teach myself. It just naturally came, but I did look at a lot of channeling videos, how it works, what's it about. So I guess I did do some self-learning even on that. And I also learned about the Akashics and how I can go into the Akashics and look at that, at my own Akashic records and for others. So I'm a self-learner, and I'm also a self-starter, because I do a lot of research. I also develop new types of techniques for healing modalities. I always modulate my energy healing. I always learn, because I also do energetic healing with extraterrestrials by tapping into their energy healing frequencies, either through symbols, through words, through chanting, through channeling, however it comes in. So I'm not afraid to explore my psychic abilities, and I also work with different forms of hypnosis, past life regression, soul retrieval, and remote viewing for memory retrieval. I develop my own scripts for the hypnosis sessions, my own modalities, how I do it. So I'm constantly branching out and learning new things and incorporating new things, because I like to teach myself new things. So for me, it's important to continue to learn and to work with my abilities. And I guess eventually even look into developing my own psychic development course to teach others, because I have the materials. I have all the materials that I need. Just need to sit down, look at all that information that I have, that I was taught by my wonderful teachers, and create a training course for it. And that's going to take me some time, but eventually I'm hoping to be able to do a course on psychic development with what I'm psychically able to do. I'm not going to be teaching Reiki anytime soon. I'm strictly going to be doing psychic development, so that's my goal. So, but if you want to be an energy healer, Reiki is a great way of tapping into that. and learning how to heal with energy and sensing energy, I highly recommend Reiki. It's a good foundation, a starter foundation. And then developing out your own forms of healing and energy, working with energy healing, tapping into the 0 point, accessing the 0 point, and working with that energy for healing on the physical level, the psychic level, emotional, and the soul. So for myself, again, I am formally trained for energy healing through Reiki, crystal healing, psychic development, doing psychic sessions with others, psychic readings. It's all formal training. It didn't just come naturally to me. I did practice it, I did learn it, and I have worked with people to do sessions and that helps me to improve my abilities as well, and to keep tapping into new things psychically and helping out people with what I know and what I can do. And again, the shamanism, doing the past life regressions, soul retrievals, hypnosis, that's the shamanic core aspect of what I learned in the course, 3 levels. So, and again, also doing self-learning and self-teaching of myself throughout the years. I don't stop learning. I always learn something new about psychic development, about new forms of healing. That's important to me, to continue to self-learn. Because I also have been teaching crystal grids and crystal grid manifestation and manifestations. So it's important for me to keep up with the teaching as well. So to develop the psychic development course, literally to develop it and to teach that, is the next step in this evolution of teaching processes. So again, I didn't just come to be a psychic instantly in one day. I really worked hard for it. I took the courses, I took the time to learn it, to understand it, and to practice it. Not just in theory, but in reality. So, to say I'm completely a natural born psychic, I'd say no. My abilities have been augmented with courses and teachings and learning throughout the years, because I've been doing psychic development for 7 years. So I wasn't just instantly born into it. It took time for me to learn how all this works and do it. Some kids, some babies, they bypass the crawling stage and go straight to walking, and some crawl then walk. So it's not a one size fits all. If you're a natural psychic, that's great. If you need time to learn and train, take the time and learn and train. Because honestly, some of us are faster at it, some of us not so much, and it all depends on you and how your soul works, how your mind works, how your brain works, how your body works. Because again, being a psychic is a great responsibility, and with great power comes great responsibility for how to use it properly. Do no evil, don't use your abilities to hurt others, do no harm, because there is a karmic backlash and consequences to using psychic abilities, to using magic, to being a shaman. So you're here to help people, you're here to do good, not harm anybody. That's what it means to be a psychic and do this type of work. Even if you're just, practicing it on yourself, doing healing on yourself, energy healing, just if you're working on yourself to help yourself, that's great. Or you're working with others to heal others and to do psychic sessions for others. It, again, with great power comes great responsibility, because you're working with energetics. You're working on the astral levels, you're working on the various dimensions, you're working on the physical level to bring it from the astral into the physical. So to bring it in from the ether, energetically, to bring it here into physicality. So again, just because you might not be able to see the psychic abilities, like, they're there. They work. They work with your pineal gland, with your third eye, your crown chakra. Being a psychic is real. Having these abilities is real. Just because you can't see it, it's internal. It comes from within. Then it goes outwards. When you work with people, that's how you see it. That's how you get confirmations, by going from theory into practice and doing it. I just put in the hard work, and I'm being honest about it. I put in the hard work to learn how to be a psychic, to augment my abilities, and to also augment my abilities for energy healing. It took years. I'm glad I did it, and I have no regrets. It's the best thing I could ever do for my life, and I highly recommend for others to also do it. If you're drawn to it and called to, make sure you find good teachers who are reputable. Check online for reviews about them, give them a call, email them to see what kind of courses they offer, just to make sure it's the right fit for you. It took me a while to find my teachers, to make sure it's what I wanted to learn, to make sure they're good teachers and they were teaching me what I needed to learn. So it took time to find the teachers, but I'm glad I did, and it worked out wonderfully. So thank you so much, and namaste.